Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to week 35 here on the 52 Horrific Weeks in 1981 series. I am your host, of course, Mood616, and thank you once again for joining me here. Alrighty, so this week, once again, all the films went into the randomizer, press random, and Bloody Birthday came up. Sorry if I sound a little congested here, I'm just a little plugged up. Allergies, I think. But yeah, so week 35, Bloody Birthday. Once again, just very excited to watch this one again. It's been a long time since I've seen this one. And yeah, so getting into the plot. This one has a very, very simple plot. The movie starts out, it takes place in the year 1970. And basically it is, there's like a solar eclipse happening. And on, like right at the peak of the solar eclipse, there's 3 children that are born all at the exact same time in the same hospital. And so basically it jumps forward to 1981, which it's obviously set in the present day. And these kids are about 11 years old now. So, you know, the storyline doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, the solar eclipse apparently made these children, like, very psychotic. So now they're, you know, kind of grown up, 11 years old. And these 3 kids are they're best friends. And they are on a murderous rampage. They just start killing off people, basically for no reason. It's very, very vicious. There's absolutely no reasoning behind their killings. And that's what makes this movie so vicious. You know, that's basically the plot of this. You know, my thoughts on this one. You know, like I said, you know, the actual storyline with the solar eclipse and them being born and making them psychotic and stuff, I don't know if there's actually like a myth behind that or anything, but it doesn't really explain anything. It just kind of shows that solar eclipse and then jumps to the present. And these kids start knocking off everybody in their neighborhood. Now, the little girl, it's 2 little boys and a little girl. The little girl actually ends up killing her father, who's a cop, you know, making it look like an accident. They're very sneaky with their killings. They make everything look like accidents. They kill, like, random kids in the cemetery having sex. And overall, the body count is actually pretty high in this film. Now, what makes this movie kind of disturbing is the fact that there is no motive for the killings, and they're so young. They're about 11 years old, and their methods of madness is all over the place. They use anything from, like, you know, skateboards to shovels to fucking, you know, guns, rope, knives, fucking bow and arrows. Like, the weapons that they use are just all over the place, like a kid would use. Just whatever they get their hands on. But, you know, that's one thing I do really like about the film, because it's just nasty. It's just straight up nasty. There's no rhyme to the reason, and, you know, it's just, it's a killer kid film that you kind of remember because, you know, it's just vicious. You know, there's not really a whole lot to say about this one because it's one that you just kind of got to watch. It's just straight up just brutalness. You know, the acting in this film is actually pretty well done. The kids are really good. You know, they're all pulling it off pretty well. And, you know, the other thing about the kids in this film is that they're very believable with their parents. You know, you can tell they're being kind of sarcastic when they answer their parents and stuff, but you know, it just kind of adds to the charm of them. And, you know, they're all very, you know, normal looking kids. And, you know, I think that's what really works about I think the casting was actually really well done in this one. They picked 3 kids that just, you know, they look normal. Everyone thinks that they're normal, but they're not. You know, it really does work. Yeah, you know, they basically terrorize everybody. They have it out for the one little boy and his older sister in this film. And once again, it's just like, why are they doing this? You know, and I can see why people would just totally question that while they're watching this film. But at the same time, if you just take it for what it is and just, there absolutely is no reason for their madness, then, you know, it's pretty decent then. But overall, it's a pretty fun film to watch, and it's entertaining because, you know, the whole time you're watching this movie, you just want to kind of get to the end of the film and see what happens, you know, to these children. So, but yeah, and with that said, the ending of the movie to me, you know, it makes sense. But then the very end, I don't really want to give it away or anything, but this movie should have had a sequel. This movie should have had a sequel. I'm really surprised that no one ever made a sequel to this movie. But overall, it's a fun movie. If I had to rate this one out of 10, I'd probably give it about a 6.5. It's not gory or anything. I think if they had made this movie gory, it would have been kind of like, holy fuck, right? I mean, the idea behind it right now is just already like, holy shit. But if it had been gory, I think it would have been just like, wow. I don't think they would have been able to get away with that, though, back in the day. So, but, it is a decent film. It's entertaining. The acting's good. There's lots of boobs. Surprisingly, lots of, like, nudity in this film. It's pretty interesting. And, it's a decent watch. I do recommend this film. I think it's pretty fun. So, yeah, Bloody Birthday. Not a lot to say about it. It's got a very simple premise. It's kind of one of those ones that just has such a simple premise that there's really not a lot to say about it. And, yeah, so... Anyways, Bloody Birthday, week 35 here on the 52 Horrific Weeks 1981 series. And I will be back next week with a film. Of course, I have no idea what it is. And thank you for watching. Peace out, homies.